Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday and welcome to today's live. If you are joining me live, say hello. If you're watching on replay, I'd love to know what you think to this video. So please pop in a hashtag replay and give me some feedback. So today we're talking about toners. And I remember for many years as a working therapist, this was kind of one of the steps in my clients' skincare routines that they kind of often left out. And they would kind of give me some feedback on how their skin's been at home. And often there would be a few little issues that would crop up and create patterns in their feedback. And often it was because something really simple was missing from their skincare routine. Something that they hadn't considered, something that they hadn't thought was kind of a necessity, but something was missing. And often it would show up when they used to come to me for facials. Good morning, everybody. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm just going to open my door. It's really warm in here today. Fresh air. So, toners, tell me, do you use toners? If you're watching on replay, tell me if you use a toner, and if you do, what toner do you use? Do you love it? And if you don't, I want you to think about why you don't. And is it because you don't really understand what a toner is, or is it because you just thought, well, it's not something that I needed? Okay. I'd love to know where you're at as far as toners, because I've had hundreds of conversations about this as a working therapist over the last 30 years. And actually, I'm here today to tell you, toners actually do have a really important part in a skincare routine and a regime that you do yourself at home. And also, if you ever go for a professional facial, you will always have stages where toners are used on the skin. So, it's step 2 in a skincare routine. So we talked about on a previous video about cleansing, so cleaning the skin. And that was step 1. Step 2 is about toning the skin. So predominantly, why do we tone? Well, there's a lot of reasons why we tone, but predominantly it is to put the skin's pH level back to neutral. Okay, so when we cleanse the skin, we use products like cleansers, and they have specific jobs of really cleaning the skin, really getting into the pores, really allowing any dirt and grime that's been built up to come out and be removed by the cleanser. Okay, and 9 times out of 10 that's done pretty effectively. But it does change the pH level of the skin because you're asking the skin to do something, therefore you're changing its pH level. Okay. So once you've done your cleanse, you want to kind of put your skin back into neutral, into the right pH, for you then to be able to go ahead and do the other steps in your skincare routine. So that's me putting it in real simple terms. There is a reason why we use a toner, and that is to rebalance the skin and put the pH level back to neutral, okay? So what does a toner actually do? I get asked this a lot. Why do I need to tone? Well, toners, depending on which ones you use, all have slightly different properties. Obviously, like I've said, and I will continue to say, this information I give you is transferable. So if you don't use Neal and you've got beautiful other toners at home, then take this information away and kind of look at what you're already using. But obviously, specifically, I am a Neal consultant. I've worked with this brand for 13 years. It is the brand that I used in all my skincare. I was a skincare specialist. People used to travel from all over the place to come and have treatments with me. So I will always talk and go back to basics and talk about the Neal products, because that is what I've worked with for many years, okay? So with Neal, for example, one of the best, the most obvious things about them is their aromatherapy. So toners, alongside doing their job of rebalancing the skin and putting it back to pH neutral, okay, they are jam-packed full of essential oils. So the more essential oils that we can experience, it's the better it is for our well-being. Okay, because I want you to kind of think about skincare and well-being kind of combined. They work synergistically together. You know, when you do your facial routine, wouldn't it be much more enjoyable if you knew the products that you were using also worked on a holistic level, on a well-being level, as well as a results-driven skincare level, okay? And that's kind of where Neal comes from. And that's kind of one of the things I experienced really early on as a therapist when I started to use this brand, is actually my clients don't just love the way their skin feels and love the way their skin responds to treatment, but they actually really enjoy the aromas, the overall experience. So we have toners that are jam-packed full of essential oils, natural plant extracts. So the toners that we use in Neal are amazingly good for your skin and amazingly good for your well-being. So you get an overall experience, and you've only got to sniff. You've only got to sniff one of our toners to kind of go, and you feel that holistic well-being effect before you've even put it on your skin, okay? So toners do a lot of different things, and in Neal we have different toners for different skin types. So I'm going to quickly just tell you what they are, okay, just to kind of give you an idea of what I mean. And a lot of brands, like big, I would say not high street supermarket brands necessarily, but your spa brands, your salon brands, okay, the big industry brands, okay, tend to have a variety of toners, because what's inside the toners tend to do different things for different skin types. So first, we've got the Wild Rose Alpha Hydroxy Acid toner, okay. I probably just said that like a tongue twister. AHA, we'll say, okay. This one here, which is actually mine. And this is a bit of a standalone toner for us. When something's got AHAs in it, it actually helps with desquamation, which is basically the ability of the skin cells to kind of release from holding on and being dead. They release easier, allowing all the new skin to come up. So it really helps from a skin clearing perspective, and otherwise you might know it as more of an exfoliation kind of benefit. So when you use a toner that's got an AHA in it, not only are you rebalancing the skin, not only are you experiencing all the lovely essential oils and adding extras into the skin, but you're also actually sloughing off the dead skin cells that are on the surface of the skin too. So you're kind of adding into your exfoliation routine, which is another step that we'll talk about another day. So AHAs are really good. They're really good toners for people who are obviously aging, so aging skin, because it helps with the dullness, it helps with the dryness, helps the fine lines. And it's also really good for people that have congested or spotty breakout skin, because if there's anything blocking the skin surface, block pores, etc., dead skin cells sitting around for too long, it creates the spots, basically. Nothing can get out. So it's really, really good for breakout skin as well as older skin. Okay, then we have rejuvenating frankincense toner. So that's for anti-aging kind of skin. We have nourishing orange toner, which is more for dehydrated, dry skin of any age. We have rehydrating rose that is basically for everybody. It's beautiful. Kind of like, I don't like the word normal skin. I don't think it exists, but kind of for skin that's pretty well behaved, let's put it like that. And then you've got purifying Palma Rosa, which is really kind of concentrating on blemished, spotty, aggravated, reactive skin, and probably a little bit more of a nod to younger skin, okay, maybe more teenagers. Let me just open the door again because it's shut. The wind is blowing and it's kind of just shut it too. It's really warm in here. Shouldn't moan because it is freezing outside, isn't it? So we've got a variety of toners. This is the rehydrating rose, the normal rehydrating rose, which is one of the most popular toners that actually I used to use in facials, because like I say, it's pretty much for people that their skin is well behaved most of the time. So it's a really good go-to toner. And as you can see, the bottles are quite large. If I put up a can of Pepsi just to kind of give you a bit of a, you can see how big the bottles are. Now, we also do mists. Now, I used to use the mists in facial routines as well. And these are still in the category, good morning everybody, still in the category of toners, but they have a little bit more versatility. So the facial mists here's one of mine, are brilliant. Okay, so if you, for example, you're rushing around in the morning, you've cleansed and you want to tone, but you haven't really got the time to kind of sit there and put it all on, etc, etc. The facial mists will work perfectly for you because they're really fast. Okay, and then you could do your normal toning at the end of the day before you go to bed when you've got a bit more time on your hands. So there's a convenience factor there, but also the mists actually have a lot of benefits, because sometimes we go through changes with our skin. Our skin can get hot, our skin can get reactive, and actually having something like this in a mist form means not only can you just use it in the morning after you've cleansed, but you can continue to use it and benefit from it during the day. This is my go-to. This is my go-to. I'm perimenopausal. And every now and again I get a bit hot, and if I'm out and about, if I'm at home it doesn't bother me, but if I'm out and about, the last thing you want to be doing is glowing red, isn't it, and feeling a bit hot and sweaty in front of other people. So I have found this a godsend in my handbag, because literally you just take it out. I'm just doing my neck, otherwise it'll go on my glasses. Take it out, spritz, and you get the, again, like I said at the beginning, you get the two effects. You get the cooling effect on the skin. You get the holistic well-being effect of the essential oils that help you to go and calm down. So they're really handy to have. Okay, and in the summer what I did is I put this in my fridge, and it was brilliant for cooling me down when I was working. So toners can come in the form of a bottle which you use with a cotton wool, or they can come in the form of a mist. Okay, some of the extra benefits I was talking to you about with toners is that actually they're not just there for the essential oils. They're not just there to kind of use after and reset the pH after your cleanser. They actually are always full of other properties that help your skin look as good for as long as possible. Okay, so toners can really actually add hydration in. Okay, now don't be scared of hydration. It's a myth if you have oily skin that you don't want hydration. It's a myth. Okay, actually everybody benefits from hydration, because everybody's skin, oily or not, loses water. Okay, and actually a balanced skin, oily or not, is better for you. So don't be scared by hydration. Okay, hydration in this form is a very light hydration. It's not suddenly going to turn your face into an oily mess. Okay, so hydration is good. Okay, it can also work on a clarification level, so it can really help to clarify the skin. So if you have cleansed and for any reason you haven't maybe removed all of the cleanser perfectly, what can happen is the residue of the cleanser can sit in the pores, and it can actually start to block the pores, number one, but it can also take away the natural glow. It can make the skin look a bit icky, a bit dull, not quite as vibrant as it should be. So when you use a toner, you kind of mop up and clear out anything that's left that's residual from your cleanser, leaving the skin really bright and clarified. Okay, so actually toners can do that as a job for you as well, and they are really good, like I say, for people that suffer with hormonal spots, hormonal breakouts, spotty skin, acne skin, reactive skin. The clarification is really good. Okay, people really like that feel and the look to the skin. Like I say, it rebalances the pH, so that's brilliant for the skin. It's like, whew, the skin's like happy again. But it also has a really good effect on pores. Now, I'm going to break another myth to you. You can't close a pore. It's not possible, baby, okay? A pore is a pore, okay? Pores do expand in size when there are hormonal imbalances, okay? So sometimes teenagers will go, oh, my pores are really big, okay? That's part of hormonal influences, unfortunately. And sometimes you can have really great texture to the skin and then maybe go through a change later in life, and you notice that the pores on your nose or the pores on your chin get a little bit bigger. That's, again, hormonal. There's not a lot you can do. You cannot reduce the size of a pore. It's impossible, okay? What you can do is use products that help to contract the skin around the pore. So cooling products, mattifying products, okay, that help with the appearance. It doesn't change the size of the pore. It helps with the look of the size of the pore, okay? So toners, because they are cool and they offer clarifying properties, they can help, okay, to tighten the skin around the pore. They can help to clear out any of that excess that's sat in the pore that we don't want. And that gives the overall appearance that the pore is a little bit tighter and more comfortable to look at, okay? But you can't change a pore size, all right? And obviously with a toner, just if you take the word tone, it actually can help with the texture and the tone of your skin. So if you've got somebody who's got quite reactive skin like me, I can get like red patches and then I can get like dry patches, and like my skin can be quite reactive. When I use a toner, so I use, as you can see, it's nearly empty. I use the alpha hydroxy acid one, the rose one. It really helps with the tone of the skin and the texture. It's much kind of more bouncy and firmer, because it's really helping that kind of top few levels of the skin retain its hydration, and that gives you that kind of element of like the tone of the skin is quite good, quite healthy. Hope this is making sense. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Like I say, the toners come in a variety. So if you want to have a look, I'll put the link on later. If you want to have a look at the toners for your skin type, go for it. If you don't know your skin type and you think your skin is well behaved, okay, I don't like to use the word normal, but kind of well behaved, then you're going to want to go with the rehydrating rose, okay? If you have more concerns like dry skin, go with the nourishing orange flower. If you're into like anti-aging, so if you're 40 plus and have signs of aging, go with the frankincense. If you have spotty, blemished, congested, unhappy skin, maybe go with the Palmarosa. And if you've got real serious anti-aging going on, like you're really into your skincare, then try the AHA, okay? If you want something to use quickly, or to have in your handbag, have a look at the mists. There's 2 mists available. There's the rejuvenating frankincense, okay, which is more of a nod to the anti-aging, so 40 pluses, okay. And then you've got the reviving white tea, and this one is the reviving white tea, okay. So this is the one that if you're at your desk at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you're feeling a bit like, oh my God, how long is it till I go home? Feeling a bit tired. Give yourself a spritz, okay? And it refreshes and it revives you. It literally does what it says on the tin. Have it in your handbag for a hot day, hot flush. If you're getting a bit stressed and you feel like you need to calm down, give yourself a moment. Really good kind of for that, okay? And just remember and bear in mind that in Neal's Yard, nothing is just a product. The well-being and the kind of health and holistic benefits from products are just as amazing, are just as important. And I know myself, like I say, going through the perimenopause, like some days I'm like, who even am I? Who am I? Where did she go? And I'm really leaning into essential oils. I'm really leaning into the Women's Balance range. I'm really kind of gifting myself goodness, good products that not just do really amazing things for my skin, but help me on an emotional, on a holistic, on a well-being level. So please feel free to step into the world of Neal's Yard Remedies. If you've got any questions, I do offer a completely free video consultation. And we can talk about all the products you've got at home, okay? And we can discuss what you've got, what you're using, how it works, if it's good for you, if it's not. If you're looking for more, obviously I can talk to you about the Neal's Yard range as well. It's completely free, okay? And there is no obligation to buy. If you just go rock up, we have a chat about what you've got and you're happy with what you've got, I'm happy that you're happy, okay? So please don't feel under any pressure that Eleanor's going to like sell. No. Buy if you want, don't if you don't, okay? So hopefully today's video has helped you, given you some really good information, good advice. If you're not toning, start toning. Get yourself onto the website, have a little look, have a read for yourself and see if anything kind of jumps out to you, because that's normally the way that I go. I normally go with intuition. If I'm led to something, I kind of go, okay, I've been led to this for a reason. It sounds quite interesting, sounds quite exciting. I'm going to explore it, okay? But like I say, any questions, please reach out to me. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me live. I can't see any comments, okay, because I'm down in the studio and my internet doesn't always allow me to see the comments live. So if there are any comments, I will reply to you as soon as I go back into the house. Have a beautiful day and I will see you all very soon. Take care.